Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here. This time doing another Marvel film review, and this one is on Kraven the Hunter. Now, as you know, Kraven the Hunter is a 2024 superhero film, which of course was the next entry in the whole Sony Spider-Man film universe and was meant to star Aaron Taylor Johnson as Kraven the Hunter. And my best thoughts about it is that it's trying to tell a simple origin, but it is relying on a pitiful script despite some good ideas. And the premise of the film is meant to follow Sergei Kraginov, who obviously after basically surviving a near fatal safari hunt and being brought back to life, not only has to kind of be something better than his father, but also ends up becoming a sort of more of a hunter, a vigilante who basically hunts criminals. And it kind of becomes clear that the film is trying to tell a simple message that you might start off with good intentions and you might want to be something better, but in the process, you might even eventually become the very thing that you start to fear. I think the whole point of Sergei's character is that he does want to do good, but the film obviously hits you over the head that he is slowly going to end up becoming the villain in his own story. And I think the film obviously makes it clear because obviously his father knows it, the people around him know it, and it even becomes clear that when you've got the character, the Rhino, even he knows it as well when he's talking to his younger half brother. And I think the film has this idea where it makes it clear Sergei has these good intentions, but it becomes clear that he ends up kind of making the wrong choices that makes things a lot worse. And I can kind of see what they were going with Alexei's character, with him being the Rhino, is obviously having these special serums to keep himself under control. It kind of becomes clear they're trying to make him like a foil not only to Dmitri, but also to Sergei Kraginov. And I think the whole point of him and his brother meant to have American accents sort of implies that due to them being from America and Russia implies that due to being on American soil, they developed their Americanish accents. So I think obviously due to being part Russian and obviously being taught by their dad, I think it implies Nikolai taught them some Russian when talking with high officials as well as kind of these elites from the whole Russian soil. And I think what the film is trying to do is give whatever actor and actress they can to work with a script, but you can even tell some of the acting does come off as cringy, enforced, or it is trying to work with whatever's given. And I think the worst offender is when Calypso is trying to talk with Sergei near the whole helicopter, and it definitely feels enforced. Like, I can understand Arena DeBoss was probably trying to sound more, obviously shouting to kind of giving the whole feel of the whole plane being ready to go, but it sounds more like she's a robot than an actual person. And I can kind of also see what the film is trying to do with Kraven's origin in this one, but it becomes clear they just kind of copied and pasted Catman's origin from DC Comics and just put obviously Kraven the Hunter in this one. And again, we have seen a heroic version of Kraven before in Spider-Man the Animated Series, but I can see where this approach is going, where obviously Nikolai knows Kraven's eventually going to become the villain in his own story, and obviously sees that sort of dark, evil corruptedness in his heart. And it becomes clear Sergei wants to believe he's the good guy, only to kind of see the hard truth that he's slowly going to become everything that he fears. Again, is Kraven the Hunter a good movie? No, but it has its moments where it is trying to be a good film. Not the best, not the greatest, but it definitely deserves thumbs in the middle. Kind of alright, but kind of okay. So, comic book reviewer here, signing out.